Good afternoon. It's quite a warm June afternoon. It is, the 9th of June. It's been a bit grim most of the day, but the sun's out this afternoon. And so I thought I'd come down and get a few bits of light stuff done. Nothing too heavy. So I've realised that when the onions and the garlics are done, which will be over the next few weeks, I'm going to have quite a lot of bed space. And nothing actually planned really to put in it. Now I do have a few of these purple sprouting seedlings left, which I haven't really done anything with. And they've been in these little tiny modules for weeks and weeks. They're probably dry and starving, but I thought I might pop those on a little bit for a couple of weeks, see if I can bring them on, and then if they're not too far gone, plant them out into the bed where I put the purple sprouting the other day, and maybe just have a whole bed of purple sprouting because we do eat a lot of it. And then I'm also going to get going through my seeds and see if there's anything else I can sow. So I've got here some compost. I'm not really sure what it is. It's whatever I last bought from the garden centre. It would have been on special because that's what I always buy. And I just got a scoop of perlite here because this compost is actually really quite wet. And I think it will need to improve drainage while it's in the pots. So I'm just going to try and distribute this perlite throughout the compost. And then I shall use this to plant these broccoli seedlings, purple sprouting broccoli seedlings, into probably 3-inch pots, I should think. Seem to have a few of those, and see what we get from them. Right, let's see. I mean, these are actually quite well watered. But there you see it, they're just gone a bit crispy in that greenhouse. Looking a bit pale, a bit anemic. So this compost might just bring them on a little bit for a couple of weeks, and then they might be good to go out when I lift some of those onion and garlic. Firm it in nicely. So I'll probably try and plant all of these up. Don't really want that grass in there. There you go. I'm not too worried about the loss of bottom leaves, because I think brassicas often tend to lose their bottom leaves anyway as they grow. I think what's important is that the growing point is still intact, so hopefully that can still put on quite a bit of new growth. So here are those purple sprouting plants potted on. There's actually 12, which is more than I was expecting. I thought they looked about half a dozen when I just glanced at the tray. So I'm going to give these a water and see if we can't bring them on a bit. Now these are those cornflowers I planted maybe 2 weeks ago, so I'm going to try and get those potted up this week. And then here are the peppers. These are the sweet bell peppers, Big Ben. Lots of them growing on quite small plants, and I'm not sure if that's okay or whether I'm supposed to thin them out. I'm just winging it with these really, as I've never done it before. So on the other side of the greenhouse, I've got these two planters planted up. Now I've been a bit rubbish with these little gem lettuce, and they're all bolting. Plus they've got some sort of disease. they don't look good for eating anyway. So I'm going to take all these out today and pop them in the compost, which will leave more space for the aubergines to start growing. And then I might take up some of these carrots, those little gems there, again looking a bit worse for wear. And that will give the 2 cucumber plants a bit more breathing space. Right, so that is looking better after removal of those lettuce. I've just given a sprinkle of fish blood and bone around these aubergines. And again, here, where that cucumber is, and I'm going to give it all a good water. I think it's all a bit thirsty, and see if they start picking up a bit. As I go around the allotment, I'm really easily distracted by things I spot, like these beautifully ripe strawberries. So I'm going to harvest quite a few of these today. I have to say the strulch and the enviromesh netting really has helped with the slug and bird predation. These are looking really, really good. And there we have our first punnet of homegrown strawberries. So I've picked some strawberries and broad beans and some spring onions that I've got growing in the container over by the greenhouse. And I'm just going in there to collect some of the carrots now. Now these carrots that I've got growing in the greenhouse are early Nance 5, and they've been here probably about 3 months now, but it was such a cold late winter and early spring that they didn't really get going. So the carrots are planted in a really fine compost, and as I pull them out, I'm surprised at how easily they come up, but also how great they're looking. I'm really, really pleased with both the size of these and the quality, because there isn't any forking, there are no blemishes, and having them in these raised containers really does help, because the carrot root fly can't get up there, as it only flies at ground level. And they are in the greenhouse as well, which adds another layer of protection, I guess. But these are looking really good. And I do think actually growing carrots in containers like this might be the way forward, as there hasn't been any disappointment at all. So this is what it's all about, isn't it? It's not a huge harvest, but I feel really accomplished by being able to take these broad beans, spring onions, carrots, and strawberries home to feed the family. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.